And good evening, everyone. Welcome to this playoff Division D West matchup versus the number 3 seed BloodFin Mrgls and the number 6 seed WeThePepegas. So let's get to the bands here real quick. So being the top seed, BloodFin Mrgls wins the imaginary coin flip at the beginning of the match, and they've elected to take first hero pick on the first map. So the Pepegas banned out Towers of Doom and Cursed Hollow. BloodFin Mrgls have banned out Battlefield of Eternity and Dragonshire. And we the Pepegas have decided they'd like to start on Tomb of the Spider Queen. So I think everyone is ready. And without much of an introduction, we will get started. Oh, one of the teams needs another second to get started. So I hope everyone in chat is hyped up for the game and they're ready, and we will get started.
Tomb of the Spider Queen.
And welcome everyone to Tomb of the Spider Queen. So we'll see if we get rid of the meta heroes here. Do we see Oriole? Do we see Deathwing? Or do we see Lost Vikings murky Abathur team here, and we create a new Division D meta? That would be kind of exciting. Probably not going to see that in the first round of the playoffs, though. So BloodFin Mrgls has the first ban. And Deathwing is gone. That answers that question. No Deathwing this match. We'll see what we the Pepegas want to do. They picked this map, so I don't know if they have a special strategy here, if they have some kind of a comp cooked up, or if we'll just see kind of a straight up comp. Jaina is always a solid ban. Her wave clear is just so strong on this map, so not surprised to see her go by the wayside. Plenty of other mages out there, but she probably has the best wave clear. Maybe Kel'Thas or Chromie, but I like Jaina best here. So versatile. And Orioles. So BloodFin Mrgls have decided we're taking no chances. We're going to take those two really strong heroes off the board, even with first pick. So either they don't like them on this map, or maybe they just don't play them all that well. And I think in a match like this, it's probably better to play heroes that you play well and you're really familiar with than to go with the meta pick. And Cassie getting banned. Surprisingly, Cassie has a very high win rate in Division D. I'm not sure what it is this week. I haven't looked, but it surprised me when I saw it last. So we get Berserk picking Johanna. Johanna, the kitchen sink of tanks. No one ever got fired for picking Johanna. She's just so solid all around. And the wave clear does come into play on this map. I love Johanna as the first pick here.
I hear the call.
Speaking of wave clear, Nazebo can get it done as well. Malfurion, solid pick here. Can throw the lawn on top of the point, prevent channels. There's some nice chokes that he can really fill up with that root. Between the root and the Zebo's walls, we've already got some nice CC there. We have some nice CC on the side of BloodFin Mrgls too with that Johanna condemned. Feud Holiday picking Anna. She's pretty deadly with her. I believe she was the top healer statistically in Division D West this season, so congrats on that. And we get Raynor. Raynor all around good hero. We'll see if he goes ace in the hole. If he does, he can count on Johanna for some slows. That's a nice combination. There are other talents too that are good, but I like ace in the hole here with that combo. And Ming is off the board. She's really powerful lately. Wave clear is not great, but it's hard for the red team to clear waves when they're dead. So I like Ming on this map, regardless. So we'll see who BloodFin Mrgls want to get rid of here. My guess would be probably a tank, but they might have a target ban, someone that they really don't want to see the Pepegas play. Nope. They get rid of probably the second or third best tank on this map, ETC. He's not unlike Johanna, he's always a solid pick, no matter what the map. He's just so good with the displacement and just the general harassiness. Playing against a good ETC can be really, really annoying. So we'll see what two heroes we get picked here. Thrall and Blaze. So we've got Blaze with the stun and then Thrall with the lockdown. I do like the CC on the side of Pepegas here. I think they're, so far they're up, at least CC-wise in the draft. But we still have two picks coming on the side of BloodFin Mrgls. We'll see what they put with their Johanna, Anna, and Raynor, who they invite to the party. Orphea and Leoric. So do we get the Eternal Feast and the Entomb, otherwise known as the Dirty Bathtub? That's a really, really nasty combo. If they could pull it off.
Make way for the bad guy.
And do we get Zul'jin? See if we have any swaps. So what do you think, chat? Who has the better draft here? I like both of them. I don't really have a favorite, to be honest. I'm not just saying that to be apolitical there. I think both of these are some really good drafts. So I don't know if any of the teams have butterflies in their stomachs, with this being the first match of the playoffs. Hopefully they're all practiced up. This time of the year, you either know what you want to do or you don't. And these guys are in the playoffs, so I assume they do. So I look forward to a nice high-quality game here. It'll be interesting to see if Zul'jin takes Headhunter. See if Raynor does take that slow. We'll break down the talents here when the game starts. But first, let's introduce the teams. So for BloodFin Mrgls, we have Terminator on Leoric, Sonic X-Bro on Orphea, Butte Holiday on Anna, Berserk on Johanna, and Goodyear Pimp on Raynor. For WeThePepegas, we have Chelsea on Zul'jin, I believe, Battle Hill on Blaze, Freya on Malfurion. I'm gonna cheat. Luciamite on Thrall, and TGX Rider on Nazebo. Alright, teams will be approaching the mid, as is required by law, especially in Division D. So let's get into the game. Throwing a spray there, nice happy spray, nice smiley face. Johanna hanging out in the bushes, no one's fooled, they see her. Got so much wave clear on the side of both teams. These spider gems should be taken very, very quickly. We'll see if anyone's able to get an XP lead. So it looks like we're just going to have kind of a top-mid rotation here. That's fairly standard on this map. I don't think anyone's going to be hard engaging anytime soon. Let's check out the solo lane in the bottom here. So we're going to have Leo and Thrall, and probably won't be a lot in the way of engagement here. Oh, but we did have engagement out top while we're looking in the mid lane. Raynor taking out Zul'jin. Let's take a look at those talents here. So we did have Raynor going with the ace in the hole. Zul'jin does have Headhunter, so he does need to kill everyone once. Other stacking talents, Nazebo taking Thing of the Deep, which I really like that talent. Maybe not the more popular choice, but the extra spell power is a nice bonus there. And Johanna with the Laws of Hope for her burst heal. I like that talent on this map. So with that kill, we have a slight XP lead on the side of BloodFin Mrgls. They're also up in gems a little bit. Johanna going in there, mixing it up. She's got the good dem. She's fairly high health, so she won't be afraid to get in someone's faces. That's what Johanna does. So we're just continuing that rotation up and down and up and down. Mid lane, or pardon me, off lane, Thrall and Leo both look fairly healthy. Alright. So Raynor goes with fight or flight. I like that. And we have forts coming up for Pepegas as well. Except for Thrall, he's still thinking about his. Thrall did take Echo of the Elements, so once he gets stacked, he'll get that second charge of lightning. That's nice for poking people off of objectives and such. Good on this map. Johanna not impressed by the tree. She just walks away. So we do have almost a full level lead here on the side of BloodFin Mrgls. They have almost enough to turn in. Pepega's a little bit behind, but not too far behind. Raynor's going to go back and get that camp with Orphea. They should be able to knock it out fairly quickly. There it goes. Here in the off lane, we just have them poking back and forth. Thrall's working on his talent. He's 8 of 20 there. He's getting there. Zul'jin coming down. Meanwhile, he's able to stack on the Yorick. We'll have to keep an eye on his stacks. He's getting there. About 25% there. Let's head back to the mid lane. Members of BloodFin Mrgls are turning in, and they have enough for spiders. So we'll see these spider queens come in. Web weavers, whatever they're called. So we do have that camp mid. So BloodFin Mrgls is taking advantage of the protection that camp provides. That's a very, very nice sleep there. A lot of damage going out. I don't think anyone's going to fall here, but they do have to retreat behind the wall. Except Zul'jin comes out. He's still trying to stack that quest, so he's going to take any auto tag chance that he'll get. So it looks like BloodFin Mrgls going to concentrate on the top lane. Nazebo, very, very low. Raynor almost gives him the pepper, but not quite. So they're going to push this in. This is a good strategy here. You want to open up that lane, so if you do get the boss doesn't have to push this wall down. It's cleared out. Battle Hill goes down. Raynor does give him the pepper, and then Leoric in the bottom lane takes out Thrall. And Nazebo goes down in the top lane. So we've got a nice push here. We've got a 4-on-2 here, and Malfurion and Zul'jin are going to have to back up. Zul'jin gets hit by that circle from Orphea. That's pretty dangerous. And it looks like this top fort is going to fall. Meanwhile, let's take a quick peek. Leoric, not being harassed in the bottom lane, he's going to get that fort all to himself. And Zul'jin goes down. The last spider is finally dead, but the spiders definitely took their toll. We lost Fort Top and Fort Mid, and we had a couple hero kills. And we are quickly approaching 10 on the side of BloodFin Mrgls. So Pepegas really need to get soaking here. They need to fill up all 3 lanes and see if they can get 10s as quickly as possible. Otherwise, this could get out of control. So in the bottom lane, we have Leo. He's going to take the camp. Team's going to come down and take it with him. He could probably take it himself, but if you have friends and they have time, he'll just be able to take it that much quicker. So Malfurion's going to get turned in. They have almost enough for a full turn in here. Malfurion's going to get into some gems. We have three in the top. I don't know whether they'll be able to push much. Raynor's having to play very safe up there. Battle Hill's turning in. They do have enough for 50 at this point. But the question is, will BloodFin Mrgls let them turn in? We'll see how protective they are of those turn-in points. Blaze going to turn in 15. Oh, we have the Entomb. Zul'jin is in trouble. He does escape from the Entomb, but then he's slowed by Orphea. Raynor takes advantage of that slow to put him in the ground. So he'll be out for a while. We do have 10s. And 10s were clutch for that fight. We saw the Hyperion come out. We saw the Entomb come out. So we do have the Entomb. We do have the Eternal Feast to go with it. Everyone look for that. We have Hyperion to layer on top of it. We have the Nano Boost from Anna. And Blessed Shield from Johanna. That's a good choice. And with those deaths and the gems they were able to pick up, we do have another turn-in on the side of BloodFin Mrgls. We still don't have 10 for WeThePepegas yet. Nazebo's in a lot of trouble. A lot of blue around him. Raider pushes Nazebo back. And Nazebo falls. Drops some gems in the process. We still don't have 10s for Pepegas. This could be troublesome. Thrall's going to probably make short work of the spider in the bottom, so that will be safe. But this top lane, I'm really worried about this. The spider's at full health approaching the keep wall, and we do have 10s on the side of BloodFin Mrgls. We don't have 10s on the side of WeThePepegas, so I don't know if they're going to be able to save this keep or not. Johanna comes in, that condemn. She's doing a really good job throwing it out there. She does take some damage. Blades comes in and stuns her, but she's going to be able to walk through the fire and get back. We do have the dirty bathtub. We had the Eternal Feast under the Entomb, and Zul'jin finds out firsthand that that's a really, really bad place to be. So we do have low health bars on the side of BloodFin Mrgls, so they're going to back up. They don't quite get the keep, but Raider's going to throw Hyperion on there. Why not? He's not going to take the keep. He'll be able to do some damage, though. So the actions move down to the mid fort. Meantime, Thrall down in that bottom lane, soaking 10. They finally do have 10s. Let's see what we have. We have Tranquility from Alfurion. We have Combustion from Blaze. Tazdingo. Ravenous Spirit. And Sundering. So Thrall will have that big disruption. See if he can make use of it here. So we finally do have to turn it on the side of Pepegas. They're down only almost two levels. Not quite. They're about to be down a talent here, though that could be something they'll have to watch out for. So they are down one right now. We'll pop the talents up there if anyone wants to take a look at them. And so we see Pepegas working on that bottom wall. The wall's going to go down. Nazebo, that poison is really, really starting to have an effect. He's at 123 stacks. If this thing gets to 20, it's going to be gross. However, we do have the Eternal Feast under the bathtub. Zul'jin pops Dingo, but it only delays the inevitable, so he goes down. So the members of WeThePepegas are going to have to back up. And Leoric looks like he wants more. But he is going to have to back away. And they'll have some spiders to clear. The spider in the bottom is very low. Will go down. So that fort will stay up. And in the top, that spider is almost down. I think they're going to probably get the wall out of it. But probably not much more. I would expect someone, there's Johanna, to help clear that up. And so we have a 5-on-5. We do have a 3-level lead for BloodFin Mrgls. 2-level lead now. A little over 2. Let's call it 2. And so they will be trying to get those 13s. Look at Thrall's talents. What did Thrall take? So he did take Ancestral Wrath for that extra burst and Mana Tide. So he's very self-sufficient, and he did finish his quest. And in the meantime, Zul'jin did get the best of Raynor. I apologize for missing that. So let's look at his Headhunter stacks. He has 1 so far. So he's got to get 4 more kills. So Pepegas is going to take this bottom camp. No one's going to be able to do anything about it. Orpheus coming down there. She might stiff it out, but she doesn't walk down there. Probably a good idea. She didn't want to face check that. That would have been lethal. We have Leora kind of waiting in the bush, just waiting to see what's going to happen. Batterhill dropping off 22 gems. They're 21 gems away from a turn-in. So do we have any action here? Anyone mixing it up? We do have the camp pushing on the side of BloodFin Mrgls. So they burn the camp down. And Zul'jin just throwing those auto attacks and stacking. He's about halfway there. Johanna coming in with the condemn to harass. A lot of full health bars on the side of both teams, so if the fight does break out, it might take a while. Looks like nobody really wants to engage. I wonder if BloodFin Mrgls is waiting on 16, because then they'll be up another talent tier, and maybe they'll be spoiling for a fight now. So we do have 16s. So Johanna, Holy Fury, I really like that talent. It doesn't get taken very often, but especially in this map where the wave clear is so important. And we do have a boss. Let's head up to the boss fight. Pepegas do sniff it out. Blaze goes in, but Zul'jin is entombed. He's unkillable, but he won't be unkillable forever. The Eternal Feast takes him out. Battle Hill is Blaze going down? No, he's not. He's getting heals, but Fury doing a really good job to get him out of there. And instead, Leoric is the one who has to turn around. And I don't know if he's going to make it out. Thrall hitting him with that lightning, really chunking him down, and he does go down. But the fight was far enough away from the boss, they were able to take the boss without a problem. Thrall is going to go down, and now we have that boss, and the top fort's gone, and I believe that wall, yeah, the wall is down. So we have a little bit of damage on the keep already. So they've got to be thinking keep here. And they do have 16 versus 14. It's still 4v4, but they do have that talent lead. Thrall will be up and at the fight before Leoric is, so I don't know if they're going to be able to do much besides get this keep, but they'll definitely get the keep. That boss still fairly healthy. It's about 60% health. Blaze sets it on fire. That'll help. Naz throws some poison out. That'll help. And the keep does go down. The boss will be cleaned up in fairly short order, though, so they're not going to suffer any core damage. We do have almost enough to turn in. We need, if my caster math is right, we need 5 more on the side of BloodFin Mrgls. So it looks like they're just going to go look for 5 spiders. And my guess is they will be turning them in as soon as they can. They do have enough to turn in now. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to go turn in bottom. But Pegas have almost enough. And we'll be seeing some of them turn in top. But they've decided to come down and look at the situation down by the bottom. And so they are able to prevent that turn in. We only need 4 more on the side of BloodFin Mrgls. Leo's on the bottom taking that camp. It's a good idea. Get the pressure going. But Pegas will have, if they collect 1 more, they'll have enough to turn in. So this next turn in is going to be really, really important, I think. Johanna just now picked her 16. So I guess she was saving that to see which way she wanted to go. And Raynor is able to turn in the last 4 gems, so we have spiders on the side of BloodFin Mrgls. Leo, in the meantime, is pushing with that camp bot. And Thrall's coming out to try and clear it out, but he gets stuck in the Entomb, and no Eternal Feast under it, but not needed. Raynor throws the Hyperion, so he didn't have really anywhere to go back. It did a good job of kind of zoning him there. He had nowhere to go. Once that Entomb came up, he was all but dead. Valkyrian getting a lot of roots out there, but Johanna's taking, just doesn't care. She has her D. She's immortal until she doesn't want to be anymore. Although she is taking a lot of damage there. Zul'jin trying to make you look bad. He's really chunking her down. Orphea finishes her quest. And are they going to be able to put any pressure on this keep? They do have a 5v4, but Thrall's going to be up in just a second. He might come out, throw a Sundering, except it's on cooldown, so that's not going to happen. Johanna with the Blessed Shield there gets a nice stun. But the keep is going to go down. And we do have the Eternal Feast under the Leoric Entomb, which takes out Thrall and Zul'jin. And we do have Blaze firing the combustion. Maybe he's going to get out. He does. He was able to charge out, so he's going to go back and get healthy. However, we have 1 spider on the core. We have BloodFin Mrgls doing a ton of damage here. But Pegas are coming out. They're going to have to defend this quickly. And I just don't know that they'll be able to stop the damage in time. They kind of stuck up on the core and just decided we're going to take it. And there's nothing you guys can do about it. It's at 4%, 1%, and 0%. So that is the first game over to BloodFin Mrgls. Well played, everyone. Well played. So let's take a look at the stats here real quick. So as far as damage, we have Sonic's Bro leading the way with 51k. The next behind him is Zebo, almost 11,000 more for Orphea. And she did get so much value from that Eternal Feast. Sometimes you'll throw that and everyone jumps out and it feels bad. It did not feel bad there. Leoric made sure everyone was there to take at least 3 or 4 sips out of it, and it was just lethal. Kills, we have 15 to 2. A lot of that was the Leoric and the Orphea just leading the way. Nazebo, I don't think it's going to show me talents and stacks anymore. I believe he was almost stacked, so he did a really good job getting the stacks. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough to combat the damage coming out of the blue team. All right, so let's go back to the between game stream and make it official and give BloodFin Mrgls the win on that map. And then let me check with Pepegas and see if they want to get the hero pick or the map pick. See what their strategy is for game 2. So what did you think, chat? Good game? Everyone having fun so far? Everyone hype out there? I hope so. Hope everyone's having a good time. More playoff games coming up this weekend. I know there are 2 tomorrow. Actually, let me pop up the calendar. I can tell you who they are while we're waiting on that. So for tomorrow, actually, and we do have one tonight. We have Division B West, Lurk Patrol versus Who Knows Gaming. That'll be kicking off here in a couple minutes. So you'll be able to tune into the end of that after this. And if we go to tomorrow, we do have those knuckleheads, Bloodbath and Beyond playing Psystorm at 10:30. Before that, at 8:30, we have Better Than Bots versus Dat Tasto over in C West. And Afrays let me know that they're going to take map pick, and we'll be off to Volskaya Foundry. Everyone get their Russian fur hats ready. So map 2 will take us to Volskaya. And let me get that game going. And while they're all filing into the lobby here. So Saturday we have Division BE Salt Scale Mrgls versus Tiny Dancers, and then the Procrastination game playing their games on Sunday, the last day. We have five matches between 7 and 9 o'clock. So your Sunday nights are full now if you want them to be. Invite everyone to the lobby. All right, give me a moment while I'm setting these teams up here. I want to make sure I get the teams right. So chat, tell me what you liked about the first game, what you didn't like, what you'd like to see different, what you'd like to see the same as we go into this game. Still waiting on a couple of people to get in the lobby here, so bear with us here. We'll get it kicked off here shortly. So looking at the standings here, BloodFin Mrgls, they were battling it out for first place up until the end. They did finish with the 3rd seed, but they're very, very close. Those 1, 2, 3 were really close. Then Bloodbath and Beyond with 4th was a little bit behind them, but the top 3 teams, it looked like it was going to be anyone's division right up until the very, very end. All right. Just checking the draft with the lobby to make sure we got everything set up correctly. So with WeThePepegas picking the map, that means BloodFin Mrgls will have first hero pick, and it looks like everyone is good to go. So we are going to start this game up. And here we go into the draft. So in game number 1, we saw BloodFin Mrgls take the 2 super popular high meta heroes off the board. So we'll see if they continue to take them off the board or if they will maybe save one of them for themselves. Deathwing? Nope, Deathwing's gone. Deathwing can be kind of disgusting on this map if you play him well because you have the one control point that other teams are going to fight over, and he can just drop in from the sky and just melt an entire team if they're not careful. But BloodFin Mrgls decide they don't need a dragon on their side, so they choose to just sit him out. Cassia is banned again. I wonder if that's a target ban. I'm not that familiar with the rosters for both teams, but I wonder if that high win rate I talked about the last game is because of someone on the side of BloodFin Mrgls. So WeThePepegas looks like they don't want to find out. And Oriole, so we get rid of Deathwing and Oriole. Interesting. So we'll see what Pepegas want to do here. That Chromie was not Chromie. Orphea was good the last game. Leoric was good. I wonder if we'll see a respect ban for one of those. Maybe get rid of the Johanna. Nope, Orphea. I can't say I disagree with that. She just showed a lot of power that last game. So they don't want her to flex her muscles. So Orphea will be taking a break. And we'll see what first pick we get out of BloodFin Mrgls. See if we do take the Johanna. I would not be surprised to see that as the first pick. No, we get the first pick, Li Ming. Li Ming is good on this map. She's one of my favorites on this map. That orb thrown into one of the control points can just start blowing teams up late game. Or if you go the other way and go Calamity, you have a whole group of people standing pretty close to each other that you can jump back and forth between. So we'll see what's. I'm interested to see what her build looks like. So we do have Johanna picked up on the side of WeThePepegas. Not surprised to see her go early, and we do have Kel'Thas coming out. We haven't seen a Kel'Thas ban, and he does get to play in the second game. We'll see if he can get those living bombs working. So we get the Ana, we get the Leoric. Those are heroes they had a lot of success with in game one. So not surprising to see them come out again in game two. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Meanwhile, Pepegas are trying to fix whatever that was broken in game one. So we'll see what adjustments they make here. So quick chat. Tell me, do you want to see convection or not? What's the group consensus on that? I know a punk pirate's going to say, don't believe him. He's crazy. So we do see a new Barak. A lot of stuns, a lot of off the board. I would not be surprised to see a healer banned here. No, we banned Greymane. So we do need to see a healer picked up on the side of Pepegas, but we already have a healer on the side of BloodFin Mrgls, so there's no urgency to pick that up. No bans remaining, so they can put that in their pocket if they'd like and pick it last. We still need a tank on BloodFin Mrgls. Uther, we have Malfurion coming out. Malfurion can get a lot of mana back to Kel'Thas in a hurry. So, as Kel'Thas, I'd like to see Malf on my side. Always, always, always. BloodFin Mrgls thinking about it. They go ETC. So we have two really good tanks out there. Goodyear Pimp on the Rainer. That worked the first game. He's not going to get as much in the way of slow. Let's look at the slow from the Auric. Does Anna's sleep count as something that's going to trigger H on the hole? I should know that. I don't. Someone in chat that's smarter than I am needs to help me out there. So we do see double mage for Pepegas. I'm intrigued. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of this draft, but I am very intrigued by it. That's a ton of burst. We do have Malfurion to hold him in place. We have Johanna to condemn and hold him in place. We have Uther to stun and lock them in place. So the mages shouldn't have much of a problem hitting their skill shots, but they have to stay alive. And so we've got Ming, who can do a lot of damage to those mages in a hurry. We have Raynor, a lot of good sustained DPS. If he can get on top of one of the mages, he might be able to burn one of them down. We do have ETC to displace them. We have Leoric to throw that spooky hand on them, and we'll see if he takes Entomb. He was really good with it the first game. Would not be surprised to see him take Entomb. I'm worried that maybe we don't have enough damage on the side of BloodFin Mrgls. It's just Raynor and Ming, but then again, with that front line, they should both be able to go off. Man, I just can't decide whose team I like better. Alright, let's throw the team names up there. So, for the blue team, we have Goodyear Pimp on Raynor, we have Berserk on ETC, we have Boot Holiday on Anna, we have Sonics Pro on Ming, and we have SC Terminator down on Leoric in the bottom lane. And on Pepegas, we have Freya healing on Malfurion. We have Chelsea on the little tiny Chromie. We have Luchmite on Uther. We have Battle Hill on Johanna. And we have TGX Rider on Kael'thas. So let's get into this game and see what happens. Do or die for the Pepegas. So Leoric is not even going to visit the mandatory opening ceremonies at mid. He's just going to go and get a soak on the bottom. Not a bad decision. ETC he's stunned. Gravity Blast misses him. Anna is able to shoot him in the face for some heals, so that could have been disastrous there. Chromie lights him up. Hits Anna. Let's go look at talents. So for Ming, we have Force Armor. So she'll not be short of mana when she gets low. We do have the Ace in the Hole gun on Raynor. ETC's collecting globes with Prog Rock. We do not have Convection this game. We have a Sane Kael'thas who is collecting globes as well. So we'll see if he and ETC fight for those globes. Chromie's has deep breathing, so she's going to want to stack those Dragon Breaths. And everything else fairly standard. Uther taking Hammer the Lightbringer, so he's going to want some auto attacks just to reduce the cooldown of that stun. In the bottom lane, we have Johanna taking on Leoric. I don't think anyone's going to die in that matchup for a very long time. So we do have BloodFin Mrgls taking their turret camp, and I would expect Pepegas to be taking theirs here shortly. Let's head back to the mid. We do have ETC being a little cheeky. He's getting out there. Ming getting some damage out there, but it's on Johanna, so it's not all that effective. And we have Uther being left to himself in the top lane. That seems like an odd choice. We do have an invade on the turret camp on the Pepegas side of the map. Anna is on fire currently, so she's walking away. She passes the fire to Goodyear Pimp because Misery loves company. And it looks like they do capture the camp. They drop one turret to take the other one, and ETC does fall. But even with the death, we still do have experience favoring BloodFin Mrgls just a little bit, and they do have the one turret. The second turret was burned to win the first one. That's not a bad choice. You take the second one off the map, so instead of 1-1 for choice of the first objective, you're 1-0. No one's really looked at the heal camp yet. So Pepegas pushing top a little bit. That could be a good decision. The second control point will be top, so anything they can do on that top to maybe get it that well is always going to be helpful. And we do have teams kind of looking at the camp. ETC just hanging out in the smoke there. I don't think anyone's going to go for it though. Oh, as soon as I say that, Kael'thas comes in and says, "Look, I have a bomb for you, Mr. Robot." And Johanna's tanking it. No one on the side of BloodFin Mrgls has sniffed it out. So unless someone shows up, I think they're going to be able to get the heal camp. And it looks like Pepegas have made a conscious choice to let them take the first little bit of the objective, trade it for the heal camp. So they'll be able to bring that heel camp down and maybe win the fight later. You don't have to be the first ones to win it. You just want to be the last ones there. So Kel'Thas and Johanna clearing that up top. We do have some fire being exchanged here from both sides, but no one's really contested the point yet. That's about to change. Johanna's coming in. She does have the heal artifact with her. And she's looking for a spot to make an engage, it looks like. You have 7s. I'm going to pop those up. Johanna comes in with the Condemn, using that D very effectively. And we do have the heal camp, so we do have 99%. However, Pepegas making a big push to get BloodFin Mrgls off the point. Leoric stands strong, although he's taking a lot of damage. He's going to have to back up. Raynor has to walk away. Uther does get his cooldown reduction, so he'll be throwing out even more stuns. And Pepegas are able to push BloodFin Mrgls off the point. And they are just about to start collecting their own ticks. In the meantime, BloodFin Mrgls says, you know what, we've got 80% to go, so let's go grab a turret and let's bring that turret in. ETC just kind of hanging out, watching, lurking from the side. Comes out of the smoke. And we do have BloodFin Mrgls coming in. ETC getting very, very deep, but he's getting away with it. Lucian Might is very low. Uther has to back up. No one falls though. Sonic Stro has had a bomb on him. He throws a nice fat orb, but fortunately hits Johanna. Although Uther is dead, Chromie is dead. Johanna is able to limp away, but we do have the first robot of the game going over to the side of BloodFin Mrgls. And they're, as expected, going to be sprinting for that top.
Blue team has taken control of a protector.
And we'll be looking at them to go for that well. That well is super important for the second objective. You don't want the other team to be able to tap. Sometimes having that tap and not having it is going to be enough to turn that team fight. And that team fight turns into a robot, which then turns into another wall. So that one little smash by the robot there is going to have huge echoes throughout the next 6-7 minutes of the game. They're not going to get a lot more damage. They are going to take the entire wall out, though. Mage is doing a pretty good job of taking the Protector down. Chromie finishes her quest. And they have 4% left, so I think she's going to walk it off. Going to try and get lucky with a nice line on the ground there. But that Protector's, it's going to go away in 3 seconds anyway, so they'll just let it die to live for another day. As far as XP, we have almost 10 for both teams. BloodFin Mrgls is a little bit closer. Johanna's down there soaking the bottom lane, trying to get them to 10, trying to catch them up. We do have Pepegas rotating top mid. They've pretty much caught up on XP now. Johanna's back with the team, so we do have 10s on the side of BloodFin Mrgls. So we have the Entomb. We have a Nano Boost, so that could be scary on Ming. Raynor's still thinking about it, and we do have the Mosh on ETC. We do have 10s for Pepegas now too, so the Tranquility, Blessed Shield, that great stun on Johanna. We have the Temporal Loop for Chromie. We have the Divine Storm for Uther, and we have Pyroblast. So Kel'Thas is going to be looking to one-shot someone as soon as he can. He is a little bit far, and they sniff that out, and he gets entombed, and he does get a shield. He's still low, but I think he's going to make it out. He does set Ming on fire, and retribution for that. She's able to walk away, not pass it to her friends. ETC having to back up a little bit. Leoric is really mixing it up. He's kind of low. The Hyperion comes out on top of the stun, on top of the Mosh. That's a lot of damage, but surprisingly, it's Ming that goes down. Pepegas survived all the ults, the Hyperion, and then ETC gets Temporal Loop. Johanna, I believe, got him with the Condemn. He was able to walk away without getting rooted. So they only lose 1. That could have been much, much worse. I thought maybe BloodFin Mrgls would lose 2 or 3 there. So it's kind of lucky for them, I think, to get out with what they did. After that great engage, it looked like they were going to win the fight. Then it looked like Pepegas were going to win the fight. And then it turned out to be not quite a draw. ETC did go down. So we do have camps being taken for turrets. Anna's poking it away. Ming comes in, throws a big orb, says, here's how you do it. And we do have Malfurion and Kel'Thas. Let's look at his quest. Wow, he's got 25 already, so he's going to have that big shield. I think that's what kept him alive that last fight. Got him out of the entomb. So we do have teams kind of mulling around top. I don't know if anyone's thinking about the support camp or not. You do have both top camps. Looks like both teams are definitely thinking about it. They're both kind of looking at it. I wonder if they're making, or if they're waiting for the other team to make the first move. Malfurion throws the Elan down there on the smoke, thinking maybe ETC was down to the smoke. Probably not a bad decision to check that there. So BloodFin Mrgls taking their top camp. So they'd like that camp to be up and pushing while the teams are fighting in that lane. Some more blue health bars to help them out. And they are going to leave it and not take it. As long as no one sneaks in on the side of Pepegas and take it, I like that decision. Wait until the control point is up and then have someone go back and take it. The risk you take is that someone else on the red team stiffs it out and they steal it for nothing. We do have 13s. They're still for both teams. We'll come back and look at those in a second after teams have picked them. And we have the red camp for WeThePepegas just about cleared up. They do have 25% on the point so far. So BloodFin Mrgls has decided to let them get the first bite at the apple here. But they have their camp coming up, and they are going to grab the support camp. Pepegas does stiff it out. I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything about it. No, they're coming in pretty hard. Raynor captures it, captures the heal. Leoric gets time looped, and he's not going to go down. The Hyperion takes out Uther. A lot of really nice kills going out there. Ming gets the bomb, but she has to pass it to her friends. That's good. Raynor backs away a little bit. Chromie throws some sand at him, but he's able to walk away. I have to say, the healing on the side of BloodFin Mrgls is really impressive. Diana's doing a good job. Malfurion's doing a good job too. The healers are both just playing very well. I'm really impressed with this support play today. So BloodFin Mrgls is sitting pretty on the point here. They only have 37% to the 64 for the side of Pepegas. So it looks like they're going to be marshaling their forces to make a little push here. Johanna's coming up. She's coming up from the left. I wonder if she's going to try and flank, coming in from an odd angle. No, she's just going to go straight in. And I think they'll be looking for Johanna to come in, condemn someone, maybe even throw the Blessed Shield out. It's off cooldown, and then see if the mages can burn someone to the ground. Chromie throwing that sand out, getting a lot of value. Raynor steps in it twice. They throw the turret up there. So BloodFin Mrgls do have 99%, but we're at overtime, and we do have the Entomb. A lot of healthy red nameplates though, and unfortunately though, the two mages do go down. They're just too squishy to survive the Entomb. And we do have Ming going down, but they do take Uther. So they win that 3-1 fight. And that's going to be a robot on the side of BloodFin Mrgls. So let's see what they do. Do they take the fort, or do they just walk down to the bot and get the
has taken control of a protector.
The well down there? They'll throw a shot at the turret as they walk by, but that's not what they're going for. They're just trying to soften up the bottom for the next control point. Just playing the map. It's almost always a good decision to play the map in HOTS. That's why I like this game more than other MOBAs. You have so much in play, and the strategy changes from map to map. So Johanna gets pushed way back, so she's not going to be able to peel for anyone. In fact, she's going to have to fight to get back to her team. And she's unfortunately fighting her way through the Hyperion. The Hyperion does end, so she gets away with it. This fort's going to go down. Robot throwing that nice line on the ground. Does some damage. Let's look at talents, if anyone wants to see those. And the robot pushing up on this wall. They're going to get one turret. They're probably going to get the second turret. And the wall, yes, they do get the wall. The robot's very low. In fact, it's going to expire. So they're going to have to back up.
We'll make a Adjustments
So
applied.
structures, we're down one structure in favor of BloodFin Mrgls, and while they're here and they have 16, they're going to look at the turret and they are going to take the turret successfully. That was a really smart play. Instead of retreating fully, go ahead and get a little bit more value. You're up a talent at that point. And are they thinking about taking the heal camp, or are they just going to clear? ETC is going to clear with everyone at this part of the map. I would not be surprised to see a play made on the support camp. And that's what they're going to do. Kel'Thas sniffs it out, and we do have a lot of damage, but Kel'Thas gets thrown inside the Entomb. That shield that he's getting from his Mana Addict talent really paying off, but it's not big enough. Ming hits him. ETC does go down, so they do have a 2-to-1, but BloodFin Mrgls is going to be able to take the support camp and get the item. Let's look at that Ming build. So it's Dominance, Calamity, Illusionist, so she did go straight up Calamity build. That's really good in the right hands. I can't play it, I just get myself into trouble. But a good Ming with Calamity is just such a sight to see. So it looks like the only thing they really do on the map at this point would be take camps, and that's exactly what BloodFin Mrgls is doing. They're going to grab the turret, and I would not be surprised to see them walk up to the top camp. In the meantime, Pepegas, their camps are not up yet, so we have at least a minute on the next camp on their side of the map, so I don't think they're going to be able to do anything about that. This is when the game could get dangerous, when there's not a lot to do. Teams can get bored. They'll take fights that they don't really want to take. So we'll see what kind of patience they have. The Rainers just hang out in the smoke watching. Not going to engage. You have Johanna coming up. She's just getting wave clear. She's not going to engage on anyone at this point. We do have the red team kind of moving as a unit here, so maybe they're trying to spoil for a fight. If they're going to take one, I'd advise they take it soon, because we're going to have 20s up for BloodFin Mrgls. They're a little over a level down in experience. So Chromie's down to the bottom, grabbing some XP, taking care of that catapult. So we're going to have the camp taken on the side of BloodFin Mrgls. They're going to delay that camp as well. Once again, I like that decision. They'll probably wait until some ticks have gone off at the control point, and then start the camp. So then Pepegas have a decision to make. Do we defend the camp? Do we stay on the point? Defend the camp, stay on the point. And that's a long way to go between the two. So it's going to be tough for them. I think they're going to have to stick with the one. I think splitting up and trying to take care of both of them is a recipe for disaster. But we'll see how they play it. So for 20s, we have the Nano Infusion, so the allies will be healed. We have Bolt to the Storm from ETC. And we have Talrash's Element, so Ming decides she just needs more damage. And we still do not have 20s on the side of Pegasus, so they are working on that. So we do have the first couple ticks on the robot going over to BloodFin Mrgls. I don't know that Pepegas are going to be able to get 20 before they get to 100. So with that bottom fort down, it might be a little bit dangerous to let them just have the robot. And we do have that wall. That keep is just exposed. The robot will take the keep. Maybe not much more, but it will take the keep. They're 58%. They're soaking. I think it looks like they might have to come in here without 20. We do have BloodFin Mrgls split a little bit. We have the three of them over there taking the turret camp, but they are here in time. And Johanna's on the point, so we have overtime. Pepegas threw down a turret. It's getting a little damage against Johanna. We do have the Entomb. We have three people in the Entomb. We have Uther. He walks from the Entomb into Hyperion, and then he gets moshed for his trouble. I think it was a moving mosh on the conveyor belt. And we have 4 members dead. Everyone dead except for Johanna. I missed a couple in there. Wasn't fast enough. They just went down bang. So now we do have a level 21 protector. That's not enough to take a core if there's a team to defend, but when there's not a team to defend and it's only Johanna, they might be able to just walk straight from this keep and straight to the core and in the game, and that's exactly what they have on their minds. So they're thinking about playoff round 2. Let's call this early, go to bed early, get up tomorrow, eat a good hearty breakfast and practice, and see who awaits them in round 2. As the core goes to 0, nothing Pepegas can do about it with only Joe up, and that is going to end this match. Let's take a quick look at some stats here. So we have Li Ming with that Calamity doing a ton of damage. She 65,000. Kel'Thas is the next closest, and he's over 20,000 below. So definitely props go out to Ming for that. We have 12 to 14 kills. Raynor getting a lot of damage done. Leo didn't have a single kill, but a lot of takedowns, and I felt like he had a nice participation in all of them. That Entomb was setting things up the entire game. The healer play on both sides, very, very good. Ana beats out Malfurion a little bit, but I thought they both did what they could to keep their teams in the match. But at the end of the day, BloodFin Mrgls just too much damage coming out, and not just the raw damage, but the coordinated damage coming out. So that's it. That's game 2. That takes the match over to BloodFin Mrgls, and I will make it official by marking it off on the official caster scoreboard. And there we go. And let me see if I can get someone in here for an interview. If they're willing to talk to a scrub Division D caster. Maybe not. They might be done for the night. We'll see. So what'd you think, chat? Good game? Fun game? Good time had by all? Were you not entertained? Because at the end of the day, that's what we're all here for. And we are going to get an interview. So let me get that set up, and I'll be right back. And it looks like we're going to get SC Terminator in here for the interview. There they are. Congratulations on your win tonight. How's the team feeling right now?
You know what? We're so happy. We've got one round down, but I mean, there's still so much more to go. So we got to keep our eyes focused on the prize.
So you guys, that was a pretty dominant 2-0 there. What would you say were the keys to success in that match?
I mean, I think that our CC chains were looking pretty good throughout the game. I think that we were really focus firing correctly. We were picking a target and really, focusing them down whenever we needed to. The engages were, for the most part, pretty crisp. I mean, there were a couple moments where we were a little shaky, but I think that our synergy was definitely there.
So do you think you're going to get to play Leoric the rest of the playoffs, or do you think teams are going to look at that and go, maybe not, maybe not, maybe we'll take that away?
Well, so I like playing Leoric. However, I know that some teams have already taken a little bit of notice of it. I'm glad I got to play it in both games, and I feel like it definitely had an impact. So, if they let me play it, sure. But I mean, I'm sure they'll be paying attention.
So you mentioned your engages being pretty crisp, and I definitely agree. You guys did a really good job there. But not just the engages. There was a lot of wombos. We had the dirty bathtub come out several times, and I knew. Oh, look, there's the Entomb. We're gonna see the eternal feast under it, and 3 people are gonna die. It was just you could set your watch by it. It just seemed like you guys had a good combo, threw some Hyperions on top of that. Just so much damage coming out. So if you're the other team, what do you do to stop that? What's the key? What's the key to beating you next round? Everyone wants to know.
Well, so I mean, obviously we don't know who we're playing next round, but I know one of the teams that beat us during the regular season, Waiting on Cherry, is one of our potential matchups. And they beat us 2-1 fair and square, so I'm sure they know a couple keys. But I mean, I think that if one of the things I've seen that's been good is trying to disrupt some of that wombo. we seem to layer it pretty well. And obviously, when you layer a wombo correctly, it looks beautiful, and sparks fly and everything dies. But it's all about being able to figure out how to disrupt it and get in the way of everything.
Yep, you guys were definitely sharp. So is there anyone left in the playoffs? That, like you said, we don't know who's left because we still have games to go. But anyone out there that you really either you have a score to settle because you had a bad loss you really want to avenge, or anyone that you're afraid of? I mean, is there anyone in the playoff bracket that you're looking at with some special meaning that you have circled on the calendar?
So first off, we're really hoping to see Waiting on Cherry. We have a good friendly rivalry going. The guys are a lot of fun. We always have a lot of laugh in the chat, in the Div D chat. They beat us in a very close 2-1. We definitely want to get our revenge there. It's a nice friendly rivalry. And then of course Randy Newman. They beat us during the regular season. They're predicted to be the team to come out of D West, but you know, I think we've definitely improved since we played them, and I think we have a couple extra tricks up on our sleeve. So, all I got to say to them is watch out. We're looking forward to playing you too.
Predictions are definitely made to be broken. And I will say, I checked earlier, and there's this little team named Bloodbath and Beyond, and you guys hold the distinction of being the only team we did not take a map from this year. So,
Really?
yeah, if you're talking about, us, teams looking for other teams, if we do face you, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of have that one circled on my personal calendar. So we
Hey,
we
you
want
guys
to take
were.
at least a map.
I remember your guys' game. I remember the Infernal Shrines was a very close map. So, I mean, if we play each other again, I'm looking forward to it as
Yeah.
well. I'm sure you guys have a few things looking to bring to us.
Yeah, Division D West, it's so close, top to bottom. By the way, shout out to Pepegas. They played a good game tonight. They dominated 2-0, and they'll have to think about what they're going to do in the offseason. But they played well. Speaking of
Oh,
shout
yeah, for
outs,
sure.
before I let you go, you have anyone you want to shout out? Anything you want to call out? You want to say hi to the friends and family back home?
I mean, shout outs to my team members. We've been through thick and thin together. We've had our ups, we've had our downs, and here we are, the 5-man crew, still tearing it up. So, shout outs to all of them. Shout outs to my friends down at LFG Pittsburgh who got me into HOTS and have been supporting us the entire way through. I'm sure they're watching tonight too, and hopefully we put on a fun little show for them. So, and shout outs to WeThePepegas. They still played a really good game. They gave us a few really scary moments. I know there were a few living bombs that terrorized us just a little bit. So, I mean, they played a good game. So, shout outs to them as well.
Okay, well, I think I will let you get out of here so you can go celebrate with your team, throw the champagne around the locker room, whatever your personal ritual is. But good luck, and we'll see who your opponent is in the next round. And I look forward to seeing you guys again. It was a good match.
Yeah, thank you so much for casting us tonight. Really appreciate it.
All right, thanks, and I think that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight. There are other games going on this weekend. Please check out the calendar and support your casters. That's all. You guys have a good night, and everybody have fun and good luck in their games. Thanks, everyone.